Yeah, what up? It's your boy Rob, coming back at you once again with another video. So before we get started, you already know what to do. Make sure you smash the like button. All right, if you haven't smashed the like button right now, make sure that you do that, please. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button and drop your boy a comment. All right, so let's actually talk about this because this is kind of weird, and I actually did a shorter video about this, but I think that this requires a little bit more of a in-depth look so that people can see exactly what Joe Biden is doing, because it's not bad enough that he's just trifling as hell here in the United States, but he's trifling all over the world. I mean, like, any place this dude sticks his hands, they come back with shit on him, literally in this case. So when you listen to a lot of propaganda, you hear, oh, you know, there's the Western demasculinization of the male. Well, there's really only one male that's actually being demasculinized. And you don't see Joe Biden all over the place in Europe doing this shit. I just actually did a video about the European Parliament, I believe it's called, or the European Union. I think it might be the European Parliament. But one of them, they actually have an issue going on right now with Poland. They're really upset with Poland, and I believe Hungary also, because these countries are rejecting the notion of the expectation to have LGBTQ marriages. Now, there's a lot of countries in Africa that do the same. However, all lives don't matter, and the crybabies that you see advocating for Europe somehow conveniently forget Africa, and then turn around and say, well, you're being a woketivist because we're not racist, but all lives matter. We just forget about the ones that don't look like us. So luckily for you guys, you got somebody that looks like you who doesn't forget. I talked about the LGBTQ stuff going on in Poland, and I talked about the stuff going on in Gambia. See, all lives really do matter to me, so they can miss me with that bullshit. All right, so let's actually talk about this, and I actually have a video so you can see exactly what's going on, and then I have two articles for you, so let's actually get into them. All right, so I'm gonna change this screen here so that you can see this, and if you haven't hit the like button yet, please make sure that you do that. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please make sure that you do that. Also, please share this video out to your other social media. That helps, because you know how YouTube is when it comes to content that is helpful, especially content that is helpful for minorities. All right, so let's take a look at this. All right, this is the Gambian president, and this guy is on B1 code level 9 million. I mean, this dude is doing huge things in Africa. I really hope they protect this dude, because I think they might actually try to do something to him, the United States or the European Union, because they're just evil like that. But let's check this out.
I've said this before, and let me in conclusion stress again that it will not be under the presidency of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo that same-sex marriage will be legal.
So there it is. I mean, it's not too difficult to see exactly what's going on here. And I don't know what's going on here with these wigs. They got like the British style, I don't know, what do they call these, finger waves, or like curls, I guess, on with blonde wigs.
That same-sex marriage will be legalized in Ghana. It will never happen in my time as president.
Man, the European countries and a lot of the NATO countries, like the white people of the world, are not used to being spoken to the way that this dude does. Like, it is such an amazing thing to like see this dude with this confidence just be like, nah, actually what's gonna happen is I'm gonna tell you how shit is. Like, that shit is just great. It's just great to see. And I really hope that like a lot of other African countries and like black people here in the United States can like look at this dude like going hard and just going back at these motherfuckers and just like, nope, I really don't give a fuck what you think. This is how shit's gonna be. And start taking control. Like, man, that's that internal locus of control that I always talk about. And again, this isn't racism, man. You know what I'm saying? For all these years, we hear these racist pricks completely deny any responsibility to anything that they do. And anytime you talk about some shit that happens, they want to come up with a stupid fucking word for it, like woke-divism, or they want to tell you some dumb shit like pull yourself up by the bootstraps. Well, pull yourself up by the bootstraps and get the fuck out of Africa, and good luck with those cocoa beans, Switzerland, and good luck with your new partnership, France. You know what I'm saying? Black people here need to take some examples from what's going on over there in Gambia. So let me ask you this, right? They say pull yourself up by the bootstraps, stop crying, stop doing this, stop doing that. So then when you have a president that's taking a nationalistic approach, trying to get shit together in the country, you know what I'm saying? And then you have black people here in the United States that say like, let's support black businesses. Black people support each other. Then somehow you got these fucking pussies whining about racism. No. If we were racist, it would be you who has to deal with this kind of shit. See, the tasks that we have to undertake in order to live a normal life here in the United States, that's us dealing with racism from you. You're not receiving any racism, you're giving it. Like, it's not worth having a conversation with these people because they're clearly delusional, as I showed in my last video, but we have to share the planet with them.
Let me repeat, it will never happen in my time as president.
So, right there, for the most part, that is Joe Biden on some I'm white and I say so shit. See, here he is right here. Biden threatens financial and visa sanctions against Nigeria. Now, mind you, the president that I just showed, he was from Ghana. But Joe Biden is all over Africa trying to make these people force LGBTQ on them. And like, that's not their culture. Like, you know what I mean? But that's okay though. Like, it's perfectly okay, right? You know what I'm saying? And white people silent about it, but they know exactly what's going on in South Africa, but they ain't saying shit about this shit. That's how you know their racism. You know what I'm saying? People pick and choose the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Biden threatens financial and visa sanctions against Nigeria and others over gay law. President of the United States, Joe Biden, has rekindled the United States' interest in promoting LGBTQ rights on a global stage, particularly in countries perceived as intolerant to sexual minorities. Now, what in the hell is a sexual minority? What is a sexual minority? Can someone please explain that shit to me? What the hell is a sexual minority? What is a sexual minority? We actually have that? Scaling up a presidential memorandum ratified by the Obama administration in 2011, which had sought to advance the rights of the queer community, Biden, in a new memo last week, directed all embassies and executive departments to promote and protect the human rights of lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender persons everywhere. Now, this is what's crazy. You literally have this idiot in the country, right? In the country, Nigeria, they suffer from a lot of poverty. On the continent of Africa, where a lot of the countries are war-torn, there are people getting killed there. There is still actual slavery. That's something that the alt-right will tell you real quick. Well, there's still slaves going on in Sudan. There's still slaves going on in Sudan. Well, yeah, you sent your pilgrim over here, Joe Biden, and Joe Biden isn't doing anything about the human rights violations going on in Africa. He's more concerned about making sure that LGBTQ people have rights and everybody in general don't have human rights there. But there's still slavery going on in Sudan. I mean, there's blacks selling blacks, so I don't understand what's going on. I mean, I don't understand what he's saying on this. There's blacks selling blacks. So if there's blacks selling blacks, then that means there's no racism going on in the United States. Like, do you see how fucking nonsensical and hamster wheelish this fucking retard shit is? This is why I don't entertain delusional people. Why I don't entertain delusional people. So now, if we slow the Mickey Mouse voice up, maybe if we slow it down a couple BPMs, we can get back to that part about there's still slavery going on in Sudan. And you're absolutely right. But your president, who is the same ethnicity as you, feels more compelled to force LGBTQ legislation on these people than provide an intervention to try to stabilize what's going on in Sudan and help free it or take it to the UN. You see how that shit works? So don't tell me shit about what the fuck is going on when colonizers is all up and throughout the motherfucker and not doing a damn thing, except for getting rich off of selling them money to keep the shit going. Specifically, I direct the following actions and consent with applicable law. Section 1, combating criminalization of LGBTQI status or conduct abroad. Agencies engaged abroad are directed to strengthen existing efforts to combat the criminalization by foreign governments of LGBTQI status or conduct and expand efforts to combat discriminalization, homophobia, transphobia, and intolerance on the basis of LGBTQI status or conduct, Biden's memo directed. Nigeria's anti-gay law has been in place since 2014 under President Goodluck Jonathan. This nigga's name is Goodluck. Wow. That motherfucker gets a blessing every time you say his name. Good luck, Jonathan. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Which makes Nigeria one of the countries considered as intolerant to sexual minorities. What in God's name is a sexual minority when Nigeria is a country full of people who are a minority in the United States and we're still getting fucking killed and murdered here? Are you serious? And overtly homophobic. Even though there's a community of LGBTQ plus members in Nigeria, the anti-gay law forbids them from coming to light. Breaking this law could bag the individuals involved up to 14 years in federal prison. The law prescribes between 10 to 14 years in prison for cohabitation between same-sexual partners, same for public show of same-sex relationship, registration, operation, or participation in gay clubs, societies, organizations, amongst others. Nigeria's anti-gay laws have been increasingly censored by global rights groups, which have categorized the country as overtly homophobic. Now, here's the thing. It's none of anybody's business what the fuck is going on. That is a sovereign country. You know what I'm saying? Like this is what's crazy. Now, this is anti-black. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, this is a white man on some I'm white and I say so shit, basically going to a black continent, trying to tell these motherfuckers what to do. But these people literally say that they're not racist. What is a sexual minority? Like, I'm an actual minority. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is a sexual minority? What the fuck is that? Sexual minority. If you say sexual minority, you are taking things down a very dangerous path. Because there's an organization that's called NAMBLA. And what NAMBLA is the North American Man Love Boy Association. And they advocate for pedophilia. Now, if we're throwing around terminology like the term sexual minority, at what point do we say, wait a minute, we're not going to put a P at the end of this alphabet soup that we've created? I'm saying? So now here it says Biden announced a push during a forceful speech at the State Department, vowing to rebuild U.S. credibility worldwide. So the place you're going to go to rebuild credibility is try to turn Gambia into a clown show. Yeah, and Nigeria. I don't see those presidents over there taking very friendly to that. To further repair our moral leadership, I'm also issuing a presidential memo to agencies to reinvigorate our leadership in the LGBTQI issues and do it internationally, he said. President Biden has been making decisions that have impacted Nigerians positively, especially lifting the ban against Nigeria, and there is no doubt this new intended policy is not going to be easy on Nigeria as a country. But as a people, especially with regards to Nigerian youth who have made up their minds on migration, many have moved past the government on this issue long ago. Although it is not certain how the government of Nigeria will respond to this threat, one will agree that the events of this policy will be interesting as it unfolds. No, I think this is sick. I actually think that this is sick. I think that it's sick that the United States think that they have the right to go all over the place doing such ridiculous shit as telling a foreign sovereign country what the hell they have to do. Will Biden bring back Obama-era LGBTQIA conditional aid policy as promised? All right. The question many Africans often ask is whether the newly elected president of the United States, Joe Biden, will bring back the Obama-era conditional LGBTQIA aid policy as promised during his campaign as a candidate is of concern to many people, especially Africans. During a conversation with Alfonso David, president of the largest national LGBTQ organization in America, candidate Biden, now president, made certain comments whilst promising support for the community. He disclosed how his LGBTQ agenda was weaponized and used as a condition for aid by the Obama administration, of which he was vice president. During the interview, Biden disclosed his intentions to adopt such in his administration if elected. So he's going to, listen, he's going to weaponize. He admitted in his own words, he's going to weaponize it as a condition for aid. According with him, they spoke against laws that they considered as an anti-LGBTQ and threatened to withhold aids, which they actually did, to countries that depend on support from the United States in a bid to get them normalized gay lifestyle. This is insane. The Obama administration reportedly spent at least $41 million to promote same-sex agenda globally, and out of this amount, about $6.6 million was spent on sub-Saharan Africa alone. So they really on some shit trying to demasculinize black men. You know what I'm saying? They really on that shit. African countries that resisted this culturally sensitive demand from the United States government were severely punished. You see this shit right here? Some I'm white and I say so bullshit. A typical example was the case of Uganda and Gambia. When the LGBTQ campaign became intense and was mounting pressure on the African leadership, some, including that of Uganda, passed anti-gay laws that criminalized the practice to protect their cultural values and way of life as a society. This attracted a sanction from the Obama-led administration, ranging from the barring of some Ugandan officials from traveling to the United States, cutting the restriction or financial support to the Ugandan police and health agencies, among many others. So they're gonna do that shit right during the COVID-19 crisis. They're gonna weaponize this during the COVID-19 crisis. United States is dirty as hell, man. Uganda was not the only victim of this radical policy. However, according to the New York Times, Obama's attempt to forcefully push the issue caused more harm than good, as Africans viewed the move as cultural imperialism and thus resisted. And that's exactly what it is. And that's exactly what they should have done, is resisted. One thing we cannot leave out is the uniqueness of culture. Africa as a continent has its own systems, cultural values, and practices. Africans practice polygamy, for instance, which a majority of the West frowns heavily on and is declared illegal. However, Africans do not demonize anyone for accepting polygamy. It is sad that Western liberals or LGBTQ activists would intentionally associate African views on the issue as homophobic. The African world respects the views of other societies and has never called those who rejected polygamy polyphobic. In 2019, the Senegalese president addressed the misleading homophobic accusation when visited by the Canadian president. It was another white dude named Justin Trudeau, a motherfucker that's worn blackface and wants to go to Africa and try to tell these niggas what's up. Man, sit your $5 ass down before somebody makes motherfucking change out of your bitch ass. It has nothing to do with homophobic. It is our way of life, not like LGBTQ individuals are being ostracized in Senegal. LGBTQ practices remain. It's amazing how these racist white motherfuckers want to go to every different country. This motherfucker Justin Trudeau is guilty and on record doing blackface. And this motherfucker wants to come to Africa and try to throw his motherfucking punk ass weight around. Man, sit your motherfucking maple syrup drinking ass the fuck down on a Mountie horse, bitch, and go back to Canada. LGBTQ remains illegal and a social taboo in most African countries. However, society does not go around hunting individuals practicing it. The social fabric has its peaceful ways of addressing it without resulting in electrocution or other harmful ways is done in other societies, ignoring the realities of African societies. One of the critical concerns of the promotion of sex change in Africa is the issue of potential public health crisis. African health systems already have many efficiency issues and are not ready to add more problems. In 2019, the U.S. Center for Disease Control reported that an estimated 44% of Black and African American transgender women are living with HIV. And this is from the CDC. So let's actually take a look at this. I want to actually see this real quick. Trans individuals, it says, are 3 times more in risk of contracting the virus than any other group. There is no doubt that Western countries are in a good position to manage this public health, but can African countries cope? Like, why would you do this? Why would you force this shit on these people when you already know? You know what I'm saying? You already know that there's issues there. You know what I'm saying? You already know that there's issues there with healthcare. You know what I mean? Like, the fuck? So look at this. HIV and transgender people. HIV diagnosis among transgender in the United States by race and ethnicity. Look at this. They already have HIV. So like basically, if you look at this chart, look what this chart implies. And this chart implies a certain demographic, all right? A certain demographic is overwhelmingly higher than everybody else. And they're trying to force this lifestyle into a country that is already plagued by this. That's actually terrorism. Africa, all the African nations that the United States is doing this to needs to take this to the UN and show these statistics here. Look at this. Look at this. It says a 2017 paper used meta-analysis and synthesized national surveys to estimate that nearly 1 million adults in the United States are transgendered. From 2009 to 2014, 2,351 transgender people received an HIV diagnosis here in the United States. 84%, which is 1,974, were transgender women. 15%, which is 361, were transgender men, and less than 1%, which is 16, had another gender identity. Around half of transgender people, which is 43%, which is 844 of transgender women, 54, which is 193 of transgender men who received an HIV diagnosis, lived in the South. There's some pretty crazy numbers right here. You know what I'm saying? Some pretty crazy numbers. So here it says the trans individuals are 3 times more in risk of contracting the virus than any other group. There is no doubt that Western countries are in a good position to manage this public health, but can African countries cope? No, they're trying to spread AIDS throughout the whole entire country. On his first visit to Ghana, a popular U.S. LGBTQ advocate, DeRay McKinson, see, look at this DeRay McKinson right here. So why would you send him there? Was disappointed that the country does not have an LGBTQ prep center as they do in the United States. Well, they don't accept LGBTQ there, so that's why they don't have an LGBTQ prep center. It's kind of like if I go to China and everybody ain't speaking English, and I'm like, well, I'm disappointed. Don't nobody speak English. I'm not in motherfucking United States. I'm not in Britain. I'm not in New Zealand. I'm not in motherfucking Canada. I'm not in any of that shit. I'm in China. I'm not expecting motherfuckers to speak English all over the damn place. You're going to a country that's not friendly to LGBTQ, so don't expect LGBTQ accommodations. They don't need to fucking make the country around one fucking person. You know what I'm saying? This further confirms the assertion that many of these Western liberals do not really understand the needs of Africa, but blindly push their own agenda. Facts. African countries, but here, see, this is where you get into the racism, because now, you know what I'm saying, like the far right, if you're black, if you don't have white skin, then they call you a liberal. But clearly we have white supremacist liberals trying to push LGBTQ agenda on Africa, but yet and still you don't hear Breitbart and you don't hear Fox News crying about that shit though. All you had him doing is talking about motherfucking Somalians that live in Minnesota that's doing crimes and shit. That's the only African coverage that they do. You know what I'm saying? Despite the fact that they so Christian and shit, you know what I'm saying? They're not saying shit about this motherfucking shit right here. So that tells you Tucker Carlson's pink punk ass motherfucking propaganda and how racist that little bitch is. You know what I'm saying? Same with Tim Pool, same with any of these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? If it ain't white, it ain't right, and they not reporting on that shit. And it's a particular reason, because what they'll do is then they try to categorize the whole continent of Africa on some liberal propaganda shit, talking about it's an immigration agenda where all these African motherfuckers is going all over the place, but white people can't keep this LGBTQ shit the fuck out of Africa. You know what I'm saying? Now debunk that shit. As it stands right now, African countries do not have the issues of youngsters who are vying to change their sexes as it is in the Western world. A liberal may argue that the reason African youths are not coming out in millions is because they are being opposed by society. But to those holding such views lack the understanding of African social culture. Africa World has its own way of handling social issues without ostracizing or alienating community members who adopt an unconventional lifestyle. In many African societies, suicide rate is very low, as the tribe provides a great sense of belongingness despite condemnation of wayward behaviors. In comparison to Western societies, the rate of LGBTQIA related suicides is a very high, albeit protection laws. In the West, many LGBTQIA youths commit suicide because they felt society alienated them, and in worse scenarios, trans individuals had their lives taken. And I'm actually going to be doing a long video about the issues that transgender people are going through, because it's really a lot of multifaceted shit going on in that demographic right there. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole bunch of stuff that's going on right there that people need to be aware of. For real. The paradox of liberals' LGBTQ policy in Africa. All right, it beats logic that liberal politicians will often preach about empathy, love, and the protection of human rights, but the same politicians will sanction a country due to differences in moral values. And like I said, this ain't nothing new. Despite the facts that Fox News, Tim Pool, you know what I'm saying, all these white Christian far right racist motherfucking Nazis, you know what I'm saying, want to try to sit there and say that anybody that's black or anybody that's a person of color is a motherfucking liberal. You know what I'm saying? We don't run by your shit because your shit don't motherfucking include us. Clearly, we got some white supremacist liberal LGBTQ motherfuckers trying to invade Africa. You know what I'm saying? So swallow that shit with your mayonnaise. You know what I'm saying? For instance, Obama placed sanctions on African countries with unfavorable LGBTQ laws under the pretext of human rights, even though 95% citizens of those countries oppose the normalization of same-sex lifestyles. The fact that sanction itself causes loss of lives through malnutrition, civil unrest, deteriorating health sectors, which lead to high child mortality rates, is a mass human rights abuse. And they don't do shit about this shit. They don't do shit about this shit. Now, these motherfuckers is so concerned about what the fuck is going on in South Africa, but they don't give a fuck about what's going on in the rest of Africa. And why is that? Because they're inherently motherfucking subconsciously racist, and they blindly look past that shit purposely, despite even looking past the fact of why the fuck are the motherfuckers in South Africa anyway, because it's the remnants of the fucking apartheid. But these motherfuckers are so narcissistic, so unaccountable for any of their own motherfucking bullshit that they can only look at any minor micro persecution that they're going through. Fucking pathetic. You know what I'm saying? Fucking pathetic. Weak. There was and is still a massive campaign of Africa to ban female circumcisions at all age, citing health-related issues and infringement of child rights. The promotion of sex change, which involves the malnutrition of some or whole body part with tendency to cause lifelong health conditions, will defeat the purpose for the campaign against female circumcision. All right. There is no doubt that same-sex or sex change views is very unpopular among Africans. However, Western politicians would still pressure African leaders to dictate on the people and pass laws that go against the will of the people. In a recent interview with Good Luck America show, President Obama was asked about the far-left defund the police slogan. And this is what he had to say: but you know, you lost a big audience the minute that you say it, which makes a lot less likely that you are going to get the changes that you want done. According to Obama, pushing for unpopular views wouldn't get you the changes that you want, but why pressure African leaders to force unpopular views onto their people? And how can Obama sit there and stand for this bullshit when Obama is actually supposedly part African? The reality is that many African countries depend on the United States for support, much as the United States depends on raw materials and resources from Africa for industrial purposes. Now that Biden is president, he will adopt the same tactics of conditional aid as promised, draw another huge budget to push such agenda in Africa against our laws, mortality, and culture. What will they be? What will be the way forward for African countries who oppose such policies? Another set of sanctions. How prepared are African countries and regional bodies to deal with such diplomatic warfare? And why can't they take this to the UN? You know what I'm saying? How is the United States allowed to do this shit? Why? The most important question, why are white people silent about it? I don't know. Actually, I do. Actually, I do know. And so does everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Very interesting, very sad. But I think that it's not going to be that easy. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's going to be that easy at all, because Joe Biden got some formidable opposition. when it comes to dealing with this dude right here.
I've said this before, and let me in conclusion stress again that it will not be under the presidency of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo that same-sex marriage will be legal. That same-sex marriage will be legalized in Ghana. It will never happen in my time as president. Let me repeat, it will never happen in my time as president.
There it is right there. It'll never happen. It'll never happen in his time as president. All right. So with that being said, that's the end of this video. You know what? And I know how much y'all like the Ben Shapiro impression. So let's actually look at this shit. This shit is 10 minutes long. Let's look at this shit. Fuck it. Let's see what this. You want to know the? We'll see what this shit talking about. We'll see exactly what this talking about, because I know y'all like when I do the Ben Shapiro impersonation. So let's see. Let's see what's going on. What's he mad about now?
Over on ITV, which is big.
We're all fucking pissed off already. What the fuck is going on? Oh shit, this is what's going on. Woke insanity. Woke fucking insanity. Okay, this motherfucker said that he thinks that Megan is fucking suicidal. What's racist about that? It's just a fucking mental condition. I mean, I know you have to be a complete and utter fucking asshole to drag somebody who's fucking suicidal, because I mean, that's the most horrible thing in the world. And really, when somebody's suicidal, you don't want to push them anymore because they could fucking jump. But it's not racist. Actually, the actual person who is actually suffering from racism in this situation is Piers Morgan. Because you have all of these woke on the left who keep fucking pushing this narrative that people aren't allowed to say what they do. And then what? When you say something, what? If you have an opinion, what? And they just cancel you. They cancel you. They literally rip your voice box out so that you can no longer speak and say your opinion.
Okay, so over on UK TV.
Okay, this is what's going on here. We are talking about the UK. That is the United Kingdom. Matter of fact, it's the United Kingdom that's no longer united anymore because there is so much immigration coming over from African countries and Muslim countries that you don't even know what a British person looks like anymore.
Over on ITV, which is a big channel over in the UK, Piers Morgan was on Good Morning Britain. Again, Piers Morgan is a big critic of Meghan Markle. He has been for quite a while. He was kind of friendly with Meghan Markle for a while, apparently. And then she apparently ghosted him after she got involved with Prince Harry.
So now what we have is a love interest, okay? A love interest. So there was some background history. Some background history between these two. I mean, I don't understand. I mean, me personally, I don't understand. I don't understand what anybody was seeing Meghan Markle. I mean, she's just fucking Meghan Markle. She's just a fucking regular average woman. I mean, I don't understand. She's fucking average at best. I mean, do you guys listen to Kevin Samuels? Have you ever watched Kevin Samuels? I love Kevin Samuels. He's my favorite fucking black person that's on YouTube. And I called him black because he's black, and that's not racist.
And she was kind of nasty to him. And this is, according to Piers. And then he didn't like the way that she was treating the royal family. Apparently, she was trying to throw her weight around inside.
She didn't like the way that she was treating the royal family. This black bench steps in the royal family. The royal family. The good royal family. The royal family that's never done anything wrong. Has done nothing except for rolled the chariot around and rolled out the red carpet to everyone and been hospitable to everyone in the United Kingdom. This ungrateful street hood rat bitch marries Prince Harry and thinks she just runs the place.
The royal family. She didn't respect a lot of the traditions. And so Morgan's been a long-time critic of Meghan.
I'm sorry to inform you, Ben, but her being a black woman, she herself is not the tradition. Being a biracial woman, I shouldn't call her black because she's not black. She's biracial. God forbid I make an ethnic mistake. You'll have a fucking conniption.
Markle. Now, full disclosure, I'm friendly with Piers now. Right? I mean, that is the hilarious of our...
Oh, yeah, because we're on code. You see, anytime there's a black person or a mixed person or somebody of color involved, I mean, hey, fuck it. Why still fight when we can fight that person together? That's how white supremacy works. Oh, my God, I just let that shit out. I need to slow down on this fucking coffee because I'm letting all the secrets out this morning. Can we please take that cut over again, please? Thank you.
The hilarity of our current political moment is that anyone who doesn't buy into every narrative of the woke is now on one side and the woke are on the other. That is the way this works. So
that's how it works. There's no other way. That's how it works. Because I'm white and I say so.
Anyway.
Remember, white.
Piers Morgan was very critical of Meghan Markle on the show. He said, I don't believe a word that comes out of her mouth. right? The direct quote from Piers Morgan is he said that
I can't listen to this shit anymore because I've already done a video on it. And that video was so fucking long. It was literally like 3 hours long. I think it's like one of the longest videos that I've ever fucking made for YouTube. And I don't know, my channel's not monetized. I'm trying to get this one monetized. Who knows if they'll monetize it? I have no fucking idea. But all I know is that I'd like to get some serious watch hours on that video. So make sure that you guys watch it. And with that being said, I'm done because I'm tired of this woke shit. I can't stay awoke anymore. I just got off of work and I'm tired because I don't want to be woke. And I'll catch you guys on the next video. White, out. Peace.